Forgotten Games. Poof! Hello and welcome to another episode of Forgotten Games. Today, it seems like my camera wants to be incredibly bright. Damn you, light. Anyway, today we're having a mix of PC and GameCube. So, let's start with GameCube. First title is a rare title the last time I ever saw it for sale. However, I do not know if that remains true, and that would be a game I actually did a Let's Play on. Cubivore. Survival of the Fittest. Cubivore Survival of the Fittest is a very odd and bizarre fucking GameCube game. It has a very weird title in Japan, if I remember correctly, too. You basically play as a cube creature that just basically eats other cube creatures, but different colors and shapes and styles of the square pieces create differences in how you'll move, attack, and it's a really strange evolution-styled game. Highly worth checking out if you can get it for a decent price, or if you don't mind paying a shitload of money. I remember that game used to shit up like $100. Like I said, I don't know if it still retains that rarity. A RPG that I never get to hear so many people talk about. Skies of Arcadia Legends. Or just Sky of Arcadia. Originally a Dreamcast title, Legends is basically a director's cut version. While it does remove a few aspects, mainly things that were Dreamcast only that you can't do on the GameCube, I think only one thing was permanently, truthfully removed while other things had to be rearranged. Like, you used to use the little memory card screen to help locate an item that involves one of the killer's pets. This was just replaced with the control rumbling. Because, obviously, it doesn't have the little mini screen. So, it wasn't lost, it just had to kind of change how that element worked. But, either way, if you get the GameCube version or Dreamcast version, this is an awesome RPG of sky pirates. A not very common theme thing to see when you play an RPG, that's for sure. It is considered a very great RPG to the RPG community. Can sometimes be kind of pricey. I think the Dreamcast version costs more, I think. I think it is easier to find Legends, but I could be wrong on that. But I think you can usually find them for around $20, so. A game that I think is probably one of the most bizarre entries, maybe even more bizarre than Cubivore on the GameCube, is Killer 7 by the famed Clover Studio that no longer exists. And developed by the Insane Mind from Grasshopper Studios. I don't even know how to describe this strange-ass game. I mean, it's a first-person shooter stuck on a line that sometimes has multiple paths. And you play as a character with 7 personalities that all have completely different play styles. And it's a fucking brain screwy-ass. It's just, if you want something really fucked up from Grasshopper Studios, get Killer 7. That's just pure. And if you don't know the games Grasshopper Studios made, they made what was it? No More Heroes. He also made the Shadows of the Damned. He made Contact on the DS. Trying to remember. He made Michigan on the PS2. A lot of his really older titles didn't get to hop overseas as much. A lot more of his modern ones get to pop up a lot more. Accidentally hit some now. Sorry. Definitely worth a check if you liked any of those titles, and his recent title that just came out, I think it's called Killer is Dead. If I remember correctly, I believe, what's that company called? Either Exceed or... It was either Exceed or Rising Star was publishing it. I can't remember which of the two. One of those two was publishing it. That's his newest game. Yeah. Oh. He also did Lollipop Chainsaw. So anyway, those are 3 GameCube games I think some people would be interested in. Now some PC stuff. Ooh. Now here's something I really recommend if you're in the eventual point-and-click styles. Toonstruck. This is hilarious. Get Toonstruck. Get it. Find it. Get CDs. Get discs. Whatever the hell you can find it on. Get Toonstruck. Get it to work. Get it to function. This is a very fucked up game with Doc Brown in it, starring as Drew Blank. No, I'm not making that up. His name is Drew Blank in here. Yep. Everyone's favorite Doc time-traveling maniac is the main character of this, where he gets sucked into his own cartoon while trying to come up with new characters, and he unravels insanity. This is fun if you love point-and-click shit. Get now. Get. On the survival horror front, the home and old granddaddy himself, and yes, I know this is not a PC version, I'll explain that in a second. Alone in the Dark. Yeah, 3DO. I actually was trying to get a PC copy of Alone in the Dark originally several years ago for 1, 2, and 3. The guy I ordered 1 from sent me this, and of course, obviously, I saw that, and then I asked him, this ain't a PC copy, and he said, what? So I had to basically prove that this was a video game console, and then he refunded my money and told me to just keep this, so I guess he just was happy to get rid of it. So, I've always kept it. It's my only 3DO game, actually. I played the good old games version of Alone in the Dark 1, eventually later on down the way. Alone in the Dark 1 is awesome. 2 and 3 are a complete mixed bag. But 1 is a perfect time capsule of survival horror in its purest essence of this kind of survival horror gameplay. It is a great time capsule of all the great elements in that. 2 and 3 would introduce many strange concepts that would kind of suffer in a Resident Evil. Like, there's all kinds of this melee action. Like, 2 focuses a lot on guns and shit, you know. In a way, you could say 2 and 3 was Resident Evil 4 and 5 of their time, perhaps. It's kind of strange thought process. Now I'm scared for my life. But Alone in the Dark 1 is an excellent balance of atmosphere, fucked up shit, dying, mystery, and just all kinds of puzzle solving. Great game. Highly recommend. You can get 1, 2, and 3 DRM free on Good Old Games for, I think, $6. So, and yes, I consider that a forgotten game. I don't hear anyone ever talk about Alone in the Dark ever, usually. Now, here's a game I don't think I've ever heard anyone ever talk about. I played it when I was a child. I love this movie, and, well, yeah, I could see different people going to have different opinions on whether they like the movie. This game I played religiously when I was a child. I did everything imaginable in it. Both stories, both sides, everything. This is actually a really good game, and I don't know why no one's ever talked about it before. Or at least I've never seen anyone that I know talk about. And that is Small Soldiers Squad Commander for the PC. This is kind of a kind of a real-time strategy tactics game. Well, no, it's kind of hard to explain what I mean by tactics. It's not like what you would probably think. think of it kind of like StarCraft and that with small soldiers, but those there is kind of a tactics thing, but not like in Final Fantasy Tactics things where it's turn based. It's all real time, but I mean, your killers can basically carry items and things, and they can throw like grenades and chuck traps, and there's actually even environmental hazards you can activate and shit to terminate your people or the enemy. Obviously, preferably the enemy, but it's really kind of a more dumbed down version of StarCraft. That there isn't resource management. There's basically you get toy plastic shit, and as long as you get some of that, you can make a new toy figure of the characters of the side you chose. Now, it also has a progression system where you only have a limit to certain characters, and you slowly rescue the other characters of your team, and they get unlocked to be used as soldiers now. They all have special powers, the good, the bad, and that. They can carry inventory and stuff. And those general basic problem solving in that. I think it's a very enjoyable game. I really enjoyed it as a kid. And one day I would actually like to do a Let's Play of it. Because I really feel like it's a very unappreciated game on the PC. I would highly recommend check out Small Soldiers Squad Commando, especially if you were into Small Soldiers. I think it's one of the few really faithful games. Now, of course, that's opinion. Faithful, I think... Actually, no, I want to kind of... I think it's faithful in the way of, like, the gameplay, not like story. Story, technically, it's not faithful in story, like, because its story isn't following the movie. It's kind of like its own its own take on the war between the two and the neighborhood that takes place in. It really doesn't follow the movie at all. And there's an ending for both sides and that. So, it's a lot more silly in some aspects, too. I think gameplay-wise, like, with the idea of them being toys, it's more faithful. Like, I did like the PlayStation 1 game, but that doesn't really make any logical sense with the movie, to be honest. It's kind of more like that was a product that the toy people who made the toys in the movie were made to sell the toys. Which I guess maybe that's what they were going for, But I recommend checking out this game. I liked it. It has fond memories in my childhood. And I think it was great fun. But it probably wouldn't be as challenging, though, to an adult. But I still found it quite enjoyable. And there's a lot of fun overkill methods. Anyway. Those are today's forgotten games of the past that I would say try to check out and see if you can play in your modern days. So until next time, that penguin still has my Luigi hat. And I just knocked over the slime wearing a cheap white mage hat. No, stay. No. You will like your white mage hat. No! You're fired. Get back here. You're fired.